12 beers and like no one would know I was drunk because I just I know how to do speed and I hide it. And it was crazy. I took it on the road. I remember in Europe one time I ran out around Germany and I called my dealer. I was like, man, I'm not gonna make this tour. I'm gonna be like crashed. I'm gonna fall asleep. I won't be able to wake up. Please give me some drugs. I don't know where to find any drugs. So he sent me like 3 8-balls through the mail, hidden in these tweaker candles that he made. He thought this was like a candle business he was going to make. It was the most beautiful candles, and he was going to make millions, because that's what tweakers do, And so he sent me one of these ugly candles with speed inside of them. And so I tracked my package online. It would go like stop in the UK, and I was like, okay, either these 8-balls are going to make it in here, or there's going to be like cops busting in the door because the X-ray machine found it. I don't know. Don't they got dogs and all that stuff? Don't they find it? So I didn't know I was so paranoid. I was like, that was my low point because my parents are still together right now. I grew up in a pretty good home, and I was doing bad stuff, man. I was risking my freedom. I'm a single dad, And just because you're a rock star, you can't buy yourself out of everything, especially stuff like that. And we went to Asia. There's countries that said penalty by death if any drugs are found, like trafficking or whatever like that, If they would have found anything, I would have been busted, majorly busted. And so around 2004, I was like, man, I gotta get off this stuff. And I went to this rehab place. It was incognito, they helped all the actors and musicians get off of drugs. And what they did was give you drugs to get off the street drugs. So I went there and I was like, man, help me get off the speed. And he's like, I tell you what, I'm good with heroin and I'm good with the other stuff, but speed, I haven't had a lot of success, but I'll try. And I was like, great. Now this guy's telling me. But he gave me some pills, and I went and I got rid of my drugs, and I went to this hotel, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here and just going to sleep it off and hopefully be okay. Like 1 or 2 days into it, I got this panic attack. Like you're never going to be able to make it. Everything's going to crumble. Your life's going to crumble. Everyone's going to know. And I was like, I can't quit. I ran to my dealer. I got my drugs. I just started snorting it right again. And I was so stuck. By that time, I was stuck. And I even had a heart problem come on me one night where my whole body from head to toe drenched in sweat, and there was drips coming off. I ended up at the ER, and they were like, man, you got to go to a heart specialist. I went, and they hooked me up with all those wires. I got on a treadmill, and they're checking my heart, and so it was just crazy, man. I thought I was going to die. I wanted to die, but I wanted to live for my daughter. I just was so psycho, and then, like I said, I was a master at hiding everything, so I had these business partners. They were just like us, they're just like, they wore jeans and a t-shirt, and this guy built monster trucks, and he had kind of a farm, and he invited me to church. He wasn't like a real outspoken Christian. His wife was more spiritual. He'd give us spiritual books and stuff, and he kind of went to church with her, he was that type of guy. Didn't talk about it at all, actually. But he did invite me to church because, I don't know, he just invited me, and I ended up going. I was like, all right. The only thing I know about church is on Simpsons, that show Simpsons, that Ned Flanders guy. I thought just everyone's all proper, and they don't drink, cuss, or smoke, and I just didn't put two and two together because I went to church when I was a kid, but it was an Episcopal church, and it was it felt like a funeral, when they pass out the bread and you eat the bread for the body of Jesus, and then you drink the blood and stuff. But I thought it was, and I was like, I went to this church, and there was these people dancing around, their hands waved, and I was like, what's going on, man? I've been up for 3 days on meth, and these people look weirder than me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, but I felt this peace, and I was like, when the music started, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna block all the people, just okay, what am I doing here? I just want to see what it's all about. And then the worship starts, and these people yell in each other's ears. I'm like, what are they doing? It's like they're praying for each other, and it's just loud, and the music's loud, so they're shouting. And I was like, all right. And so the pastor comes out. He's in jeans, he just looks like a normal guy. And he starts talking about Jesus like he's real. And he's like, man, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to drink a lot, and I used to throw my fiance against the wall when I got drunk, and I was enraged, and And Jesus came into my life, man, and He changed me. And he was so rude. He was like, and He'll come into any of your lives, and all you got to do is just start talking to Him, a relationship, you know. And I was like, this guy's either a cult leader and he wants something, or he's got something that I want.